All right, so you want to be a decorative painter.
Sounds like a pretty cool gig, right?
Today, we are taking a deep dive into how to absolutely crush that interview using some intel from RoleCatcher as our guide.
I love RoleCatcher.
We've got excerpts from their career guide, their interview guide, and their question repository.
Oh, wow.
It's like having a roadmap to your dream job.
I think what I find really interesting about RoleCatcher is they really emphasize that you need to understand the entire career path. It's not just about getting the job, it's about thriving in that job long term.
Yeah,
So we're going to be weaving those insights into our interview prep today.
I love that.
Yeah.
So first up, let's demystify this title, Decorative Painter,
Okay.
because it's more than just paintbrushes, right?
It is a lot more than paintbrushes.
This RoleCatcher guide mentions everything, from pottery and furniture to fabric.
Exactly. You know when you see a wall and it looks like it's distressed wood? Or maybe it looks like aged leather?
Right.
Those are called faux finishes. And that's the kind of artistry that we're talking about. It's definitely something you want to highlight in an interview.
So speaking of interviews, let's jump into RoleCatcher's sample questions because they make up about 75% of this guide for a reason.
Okay.
And the first one is, what inspired you to become a decorative painter?
Oh, that's a great question.
It seems kind of simple,
Yeah.
but I feel like there's a right and wrong way to answer this.
There is, and this is really your chance to tell your story. So instead of just saying, I like art,
Right.
which a lot of people would probably default to, if you really want to dig deeper, RoleCatcher suggests, maybe reminisce about a childhood memory that sparked your creativity, or talk about a specific project that really ignited your passion. Authenticity is key here.
It's about showcasing your journey and what makes you uniquely you.
Exactly.
Okay, so let's get a little more technical.
Okay.
RoleCatcher's next question is, can you walk us through your process for creating a decorative painting project?
I love this question because it allows you to really demonstrate that you have a methodical approach.
Okay.
And RoleCatcher breaks it down beautifully. They talk about starting with a client consultation, discussing the design inspiration. They talk about surface preparation, the different techniques that you might use. You're even going to want to mention specific tools that you're comfortable with.
Okay.
Think of it as painting a picture with words.
Oh, I like that.
Right. You're highlighting your expertise, but without overwhelming them with too much technical jargon.
So how detailed should you get?
That's a good question.
Because is there a risk of sharing too much?
There is, but RoleCatcher actually gives a really great example of a response that strikes that perfect balance. It really emphasizes clear steps, a logical flow without getting bogged down in those overly technical details.
Okay.
You want to showcase your process without losing the interviewer in the weeds.
Makes sense. Okay, this next question is all about staying ahead of the curve. How do you stay up to date with the latest trends and techniques in decorative painting?
That's a really important one.
Right.
Because this field is constantly evolving.
Yeah.
And this is really where you get to show your passion for continuous learning. RoleCatcher actually highlights the importance of professional organizations,
Okay.
like the Society of Decorative Painters,
Makes sense.
for example. Mentioning memberships, workshops you've taken, or even influential artists that you follow online, all of that demonstrates that commitment to staying current.
It's like subscribing to design magazines or experimenting with new materials.
Absolutely.
It just shows that you're invested.
Yes.
Okay, get ready for this one because this question I feel like is it's a big one. Can you tell us about a time when you had to problem solve on a decorative painting project?
Ooh, problem solving.
Everyone loves a good save the day story, right?
They do.
Right.
But remember, it's not about bragging. RoleCatcher really emphasizes that you want to focus on your thought process. How did you overcome a challenge? Maybe a client changed their mind at the last minute. Or maybe you had to work around a tricky architectural detail, right? Choose a situation where you can highlight your adaptability, your ability to find creative solutions.
It's about demonstrating resilience.
Yes.
A solutions-oriented mindset.
Absolutely.
Those are valuable traits in any field, but especially one as dynamic as this.
And this is also where I want to touch upon how RoleCatcher's AI can actually help you tailor your answers to specific job descriptions.
Oh, wow.
So let's say you're applying for a role that requires a high level of problem solving. their AI will actually suggest ways to emphasize that skill in your responses.
Oh, that's cool.
It's like having a personalized interview coach.
That's incredible.
Okay.
Okay, so we've tackled some technical questions. We've highlighted the importance of staying updated. What else does RoleCatcher have up its sleeve?
Well, before we jump into more questions, I do want to touch upon a career insight from RoleCatcher's guide that actually kind of connects back to problem solving.
Okay.
And it's this: handling difficult clients.
Oh, because even the most stunning faux finish can't always smooth over a demanding client, right?
Exactly. And RoleCatcher actually dedicates a whole section to client communication. They emphasize active listening, clear communication, and setting those realistic expectations from the get-go. Mastering these skills is crucial for long-term success in this field.
So it's not just about your technical prowess.
Yeah.
It's about building relationships.
Yes.
And managing expectations.
Yes.
Skills that are valuable throughout your entire career.
Absolutely.
Not just in the interview room.
Precisely. And with that, I think we are ready to dive back into those interview questions. I think we have time for at least one more
Okay.
before we move on to part 2.
Perfect. Hit me with it. What's next on the agenda?
All right, so this next question focuses on collaboration. Can you describe a time when you had to work with other professionals or tradespeople on a decorative painting project?
Ooh, that's a great question because you're rarely working in isolation right now.
Right.
Think about those intricate murals or large-scale projects.
It's a team effort.
It is a team effort.
Right.
And this is your chance to really highlight those teamwork skills.
Mm-hmm.
So did you have to maybe collaborate with interior designers to make sure that your vision aligned with their overall aesthetic?
Right.
Or maybe you had to coordinate with contractors to, work around their schedules or make sure that the surface was prepped properly for your work.
So it's not just about being a skilled painter, but also a skilled communicator and collaborator.
Absolutely. And RoleCatcher even gives you examples of how to structure your answer.
Okay.
Really emphasizing, clear communication and respect for everyone's expertise.
That's so helpful. Okay, so for another question that I think might feel a little bit tricky to answer, can you describe a time you made a mistake on a project and how you handled it?
Ah, yes. The dreaded mistake question.
Right.
But you know what? Everyone makes mistakes.
Yeah.
Everyone is how you respond.
Of course.
That truly matters.
Okay, so how do we spin this into a positive? Yeah, so RoleCatcher advises choosing a situation where you learned a valuable lesson.
Okay.
Okay, so maybe you misjudged the drying time of a particular paint, or a measurement was slightly off. It wasn't, a catastrophic error.
Right.
But focus on that thought process. How did you identify the mistake? What steps did you take to rectify it?
Yeah.
And what did you learn from that experience?
It's about showing that you're accountable, you're solutions-oriented, and that you're open to learning from your experiences.
Precisely. And this ties into another key career insight from RoleCatcher, which is continuous learning. They really emphasize the importance of staying curious, seeking out new techniques, and always striving to improve your craft. Mistakes are just opportunities for growth.
I love that.
Yeah.
Okay, this next question is all about handling pressure. Can you describe a time when you had to adapt to unexpected changes or challenges during a decorative painting project?
Ah, the curveball. This is where your ability to think on your feet really shines. And RoleCatcher suggests drawing on real-life examples, so maybe a shipment of materials arrived late, or weather conditions impacted your timeline.
Oh, yeah, I can imagine that happens all the time, especially with exterior projects.
Absolutely. So choose an example where you can really showcase your problem-solving skills, your ability to communicate effectively under pressure, and your commitment to delivering that high-quality result despite those challenges.
But it's about demonstrating resilience.
Yes.
A can-do attitude.
Yes.
Even when things don't go according to plan.
Exactly. And remember, RoleCatcher's AI can be your secret weapon here.
Yes.
By analyzing those job descriptions.
Right.
Their AI can actually identify keywords that are related to adaptability and problem solving.
Oh, wow.
And suggest ways to emphasize those skills in your answers.
It's like having a personalized cheat sheet.
Yes.
For each interview.
Exactly.
Okay, before we move on, I do want to circle back to something that we touched upon earlier, and that's the importance of a strong portfolio.
Oh, absolutely. Your portfolio is your visual resume.
Right.
It's showcasing your skills, your style. And RoleCatcher really emphasizes, including high-quality photos of your best work, even if it's, personal projects or pieces from workshops.
Because even if you're just starting out, you've got to have something to show for it.
Exactly. And don't be afraid to get creative with your portfolio presentation. RoleCatcher suggests using online platforms that allow you to categorize your work,
Okay.
add descriptions, and even embed testimonials
Oh, wow.
from satisfied clients.
It's about creating an immersive experience that truly captures your artistic vision.
Yes.
Okay, I'm ready for another question. What else does RoleCatcher have in store for us? And we are back for the final stretch of our Decorative Painter Interview Deep Dive.
Whoa.
I'm excited to uncover some more of these insights from RoleCatcher that are really going to help you nail this interview.
Yes, so let's jump right into another one that I think could be a little challenging.
Yeah.
How do you ensure that your decorative painting projects are durable and long-lasting?
Ooh.
All right. You can't just say, I use good paint.
Right. It's about demonstrating that you have that deep knowledge and that you're committed to quality.
Exactly. This is where you can talk about, the specific types of paints, sealers, varnishes that you use and why, right? Do you prioritize products with UV protection for those exterior projects?
Oh, yeah, good point.
Right. Do you use specific techniques for high traffic areas? RoleCatcher's sample answers really highlight, that nuanced understanding of the materials and their application.
It's about showcasing your expertise and that you go above and beyond to make sure that your work stands the test of time.
Yes. Okay. Are you ready for this next one?
Hit me with it.
How do you handle working with a client whose vision doesn't align with your own?
Ooh, that's a good one. That's bound to happen.
It's bound to happen.
Everyone has different tastes.
Everyone has different tastes. And RoleCatcher's advice here is gold. They emphasize the importance of active listening, clear communication, and really finding a compromise that satisfies both parties. Right. Maybe you present alternative options or use digital mock-ups to help the client visualize different possibilities.
It's about being both a skilled artist and a skilled diplomat.
Precisely. And this really ties back to, what we discussed earlier about how important those client relationships are for long-term success in this field.
Makes sense. Okay, ready for one more?
One more.
All right, this one is all about organization. How do you manage your time and prioritize tasks when working on multiple decorative painting projects simultaneously?
Yes, love it. So this is where you get to show off those organizational skills and your ability to juggle multiple deadlines, right? RoleCatcher suggests, outlining your process for project management. Do you use a specific software? Do you create really detailed schedules? Do you have a system for tracking your progress?
It's about showcasing that you are able to stay organized and deliver those projects on time and within budget, even when things get a little bit hectic.
Exactly. And you know what? I think we have time to talk about that final stage of the interview, which is asking your question.
Yes. This is where you turn the tables and show your genuine interest.
Exactly. RoleCatcher says you want to come prepared with some thoughtful questions. Don't be afraid to ask about company culture, opportunities for growth. Maybe even ask about, specific projects that you might be working on if you were to be hired.
It's your chance to gather some valuable information.
Yes.
And really see if it's the right fit for you.
Absolutely. And one final thought before we wrap up. Remember that RoleCatcher's AI can analyze those job descriptions for specific roles and actually suggest ways that you can tailor your responses and even give you feedback on your delivery.
It's like having a personalized interview coach in your pocket.
Yes. It's incredible.
That's amazing. So to recap, we've tackled a wide range of interview questions today.
We did.
From showcasing your technical skills and your problem-solving abilities to highlighting that collaborative spirit and your commitment to client satisfaction.
Yes.
And we've woven in those crucial career insights from RoleCatcher, emphasizing the importance of continuous learning, building strong relationships, and adapting to the unexpected.
Which will happen.
Oh, it will happen. Hopefully you feel empowered and ready to go after your dream job.
Absolutely. You've got this.
We'll catch you next time for another exciting exploration into a new and rewarding career path.